Aston Villa could have gone joint top of the table, but they were held to a 2-2 draw at Ipswich as Liam Delap, yes, just your podcast tool, Liam Delap turned Diego Carlos inside out with a step over, which you see adults doing this against children. I mean, credit to Delap, but wow, that wasn't the most disguised. Whatever. You can discuss the techers. Jules, should Unai Emery be worried about that second half collapse?
I think not just the collapse. I think you should be worried by the fact that they are conceding goals far too easily. It's not the first time. They were 2-0 down against Everton, for example. They've been behind in many, many games this season. They were behind in this game early on too, on Liam Delap after Liam Delap's first goal. It's not good enough defensively. Yeah, they've got so much firepower and they create chances and etc. And I was glad to see Roger scored, for example, and Watkins is back at his best. But it's defensively where I think they're struggling. And now Bayern are coming to town this midweek in the Champions League, and that could be very, very difficult for Villa.
For me, it's that second half. I mean, Emery said like that, they just fell apart in the second half.
Yeah.
And you can pin it on the individual. I mean, sorry, since you're the techers guy, that move that Diego Carlos, that Liam Delap puts it on him. Now, if it's Mbappe doing it to somebody who's like, wow, Liam Delap does not move as quickly. Who had a great game, great young player. He's another one who got away. He might be in the Cole Palmer bucket.
Yeah.
But this is like you did this to your son when he was 2 years old, right?
Yeah, it felt again too easy.
Yeah,
far too easy. Lautaro Martínez scores his first goals of the season as Inter win away to Udinese 3-2. Gav, he had scored just one goal since February. How big is this? And what happened?
Just the one goal since February for Inter. He scored a bunch of goals in the Copa America, and I think there's your answer, Jules. I just think it took a ton out of him, and when he came back. It took him some time to get going. Simone Inzaghi, as he does, recognize this, which is why, alternated him, rested him, used Mehdi Taremi. But he was phenomenal in this game. And some people will go and see flaws in Inter's defense. But I mean, they gave up a goal in garbage time to Lorenzo Lucca, by the way, who's 8 feet tall.
He is.
It looks kind of funny when you see somebody that big with his long legs, powering up the pitch. But I thought they played well. There was a good response. Barella midfield, Frattesi coming up big again. I think this is Inter are better when they have the best Lautaro. I don't see any negative from
and
this
we
game,
saw the link-up play with Thuram as well on his second goals,
which we've seen before. We know those two. Thuram, really a really intelligent player, by the way. Let's go back to Friday night. How about Borussia Dortmund coming back from 2 goals down at home to beat Bochum 4-2? Does this tell us anything other than the fact that it was major squeaky bum time for
and it was chaos again. I mean, the way they were 2-0 down, they were so horrible in that first half. Terrible from start to finish. They got lucky to put one back just before the break, by the way, because I think psychologically this was massive. And then they just destroyed them in the second half. But again, with the ball going forward, we know even if it's a bit chaotic, they've got a lot of talented players who individually can make a difference. But defensively, it's just so bad. Some basic stuff that they don't do. Yeah, I think this is going to be a long season for them in that sense. That is going to be up and down all the time. There will be no consistency.
Tell you what, they keep playing like this, it's not going to be a long season for Nuri Sahin.
Yeah, maybe as well. Also back on Friday, Paulo Fonseca sticks to the 4-2-4 formation and Milan demolish Lecce 3-0 by the half-time. Gab, he's sticking with it.
Yeah, which I wasn't expecting. Now,
Lecce,
Lecce aren't great. No, but I wasn't expecting that you would go with a 4-2-4. Presumably, work on things that, are going to help you out. But essentially what happens in this formation is Morata, when Morata drops off to pick up the ball and he becomes like an attacking midfielder, so you could say it's a disguised 4-2-3-1. The reason they do this, frankly, is all because of Rafael Leao, because he doesn't press and he needs to press. So I need 3 front guys pressing. Puts more responsibility on Reinders, puts Ruben Loftus-Cheek on the bench, which I think in this kind of system, Loftus-Cheek can be really good. In this kind of system, if you're going to press like this, you can't have Loftus-Cheek out there because he slows everything down on the ball, and off the ball, he just doesn't have the pressing movements. But yeah, so far so good. Confidence built. I'm curious to see how far he pushes this. He's got other options. Jovic can play in the front 4. Yeah. Okafor can play in the front 4. So he's got numbers there. It's an interesting one. A late goal from Lamine Camara means Monaco beat Montpellier and joined Paris Saint-Germain at the top of the table. Just not a bad way to celebrate your anniversary.
Yeah, 100th year anniversary, the centenary for Monaco. It was lovely scenes, loads of famous faces in the stand, from Marco Simone to Arsene Wenger to Delio Onis, for this great club with great history, of course.
Sorry, who's the last one you mentioned?
Delio Onis, the club record goal
scorer.
scorer.
Yeah.
Great.
From the 60s?
Yeah, 60s, 70s.
70s,
yeah. Argentine striker, really good.
But isn't he also Ligue 1's all-time goal scorer? I'm going down this. Isn't he or one of Ligue 1's
all-time?
Yeah,
he is. Yeah, I think he's got like over 250 goals or something like that for maybe Monaco and Nice and someone else maybe. So great, yeah, top club. I was really happy, and the fact that they also won, even if Montpellier made it difficult, they had so many chances to win it. Flo Balogun also scored their first goal, by the way. So really great night overall for Monaco. Leipzig demolished Augsburg 4-0 to bounce back after some disappointing outings. Gab, I bet you want to celebrate the front three.
The SOS.
I love that.
I don't know if you go SOS or SOX, because obviously Xavi Simons, he can be Sesko Penda Xavi or Sesko Penda Simons. I like SOS right now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Obviously Sesko and Simons are both 21, Openda 24. They scored a ton of goals last season, had a ton of assists. They're at it again this year. And I'm sure if I were buying futures right now, next 5 years, I don't know. All right, you would take Real Madrid's front three. You would assume would be more productive over the next 5 years. Maybe Manchester City, right?
Yeah.
They're all the right age.
Yeah.
Not too many others, would you?
No, that's true. That's true.
And like, I know people are going to say, well, there's, Xavi Simons is going to go back to
they're not going to keep them together.
Paris Saint-Germain as soon as Lucho gets sacked.
Sesko is going to be sold.
But for now, this trio are just so exciting and so talented. And then you wonder, Marco Rosa sorted out the back, and then you might actually have a team.
Yeah.
Everton get their first win of the season, 2-1 over Crystal Palace. Jules, the Friedkins are already having an effect.
Well, maybe, yeah. They were a goal down after, I thought, a really good first half from Crystal Palace, where they scored, they controlled the game, they had chances too, and then it all changed in the second half. Dwight McNeil with 2 goals. Including one absolute beauty with his left foot in the top corner. Great. That's what Everton needed. It's not great. It's not perfect. But this is their first win of the season. And this was massive, because if they lost that again on the back of all the bad results so far, I think Dash would have gone. And he might still go, by the way. But this is a bit of a relief for everybody, I think. So well done to them. Nicolo Piselli, Roma born and bred and buttered, you even put, scores the winner as they come from behind to beat Venezia 2-1. Gab, this wasn't great, but Juric is still unbeaten after taking over De Rossi.
He is, and obviously this takes a lot of pressure off the Friedkin. See, this is our little Friedkin corner here. I'm really happy for Piselli. De Rossi chucked him in. He's very, very young. He started a couple games last season. And Juric stuck with it. That's the credit of Juric. His football is very different from De Rossi. Still attacking, but obviously in a very different way. But he's not somebody who says like, "Oh wait, I didn't pick you. I don't know you. Go away." Right? He builds on what is there. So they move up the table, and I want to see more from Piselli.
I'm sure we will.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's Texter time! Jules, tell me that absurd late goal that helped Lyon beat Toulouse and JT's role in it.
Well, I'm not sure what JT's role in is, but...
What do you mean? You don't think he ordered them to send on Shirky and Fofana?
Maybe, but I'm not sure he ordered them to have one shot and score 2 goals from it, because the first goal was a cross deflected twice, by the way, to go in. And right at the end, literally the last second of the game, Malik Fofana, who you're right, came on as a sub, scored after Toulouse missed a massive chance, an incredible save by Luca Perry in goal, and then on the other hand went to the other end and scored that winner. I mean, sometimes we say, oh, they don't really deserve this, well, whatever. In this game, they definitely didn't deserve. They did nothing in the first half. Even our friend Stonewise after the game was saying, next time we'll have to do a bit more, because this is not going to happen again. I guarantee you this will never happen again. But hey, they won. Especially a week after losing that incredible game to Marseille. It's good for them. So well done, JT, for this win this weekend. We're all waiting for semi-automated offside to be introduced to the Premier League. Gab, it looks like we'll have to wait a little bit more.
Yeah, so they had on Thursday they had the Premier League meeting and they got Tony Scholes, who's the chief football officer, of
Right.
something like that of
Okay.
the Premier League. No relation
Paul
to Paul.
Scholes' son? No. Okay.
No, and I'm pretty sure he's not ginger either. They had the report from the PGMOL, and there was talk. Oh, maybe we'll see it in early October. Nope. Apparently, they have to wait longer, probably until 2025. I have no idea why. I would have thought it's just a question of putting the machines there. I don't know if it's a tech issue, whatever. Right about now might be a good time for Howard Webb to speak up and tell us why. I mean, it's fine. I don't put it in if you're not ready, but it's okay. Nobody's going to blame you, Howard. You're not the one. You're not the tech nerd that's supposed to make it work. But if the tech nerds you hire tell you it's not ready, maybe tell people, right?